Now it's time for another Board Game Brawl preview with Nick Minahan, sponsored by BoardGameBliss.com.
Hey now, my name is Nick, this is Board Game Brawl, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game that is currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. That game is called Surviving, 1 month in, and it's from Teddy Tech Games. Now this game has about 8 days left at the time that this video is going to go up, so it doesn't have a lot of time left. If you want to find out more information about it, I would encourage you to go to the official Kickstarter project page. I'm going to have a link at the bottom of the screen, and then down in the description section. If you like what you see throughout the rest of this video, and you like what you see on the web page as well, hopefully you'll consider backing the project. Now, what is Surviving? This is a zombie game, but probably not like any zombie game you've seen before. It's an area control game. You're going to have a randomized map of tiles that, aside from you and the other player's starting tiles, is going to be caught in this fog of war. They're all flipped over. You don't know what's on the horizon, but you're in the zombie apocalypse, so you know that there's probably not going to be really good things. But you and your group of survivors, which are represented by cubes that you start off with on your starting tile, are going to try to spread out to these other tiles, explore them, scavenge, try to get more supplies, try to find more survivors, and plant your flag, literally, and take control of more and more buildings in the city, trying to gain dominance of this area and become the king in at least this little sliver of the post-apocalyptic landscape. Of course, it's not quite that simple. This is the zombie apocalypse, so therefore you'll have to clear out zombies. And you're going to have to do that through some very visceral combat where you're rolling and you have a better chance by rolling a 4, 5, or 6 of killing zombies, but if any of them are left, they're going to try to kill you as well, because that's what zombies do. They're the unending horde, and on a 5 or 6, they're going to kill your survivors. Now, mechanically speaking, the game is going to be won by victory points, and victory points can be from the number of survivors that you have left at the end of the game, the buildings that you have control over. Every tile is going to have different stats on them, and one of those stats are the victory points that the tile will be worth. The other stats are how many scavenging cards you might find, and things like that, and how many action points it takes to actually plant your flag there. But how the game actually ends is actually different. There's several different ways that the game can end. One of them is if you find the medical facility tile and somebody actually takes control of it, plants their flag there. That represents a cure being found for the zombie virus, so no more war. Everyone is kind of at peace. You pick through the rubble and try to rebuild, but of course one faction is going to be more powerful than the rest in this brave new world. Another way that the game can end is if the military base is found and someone claims that. Whoever has the most guns is going to have a significant edge in the new world, so at that point the game end is going to be triggered. Also, some of the tiles that you find throughout the game are actually farming tiles, because in a zombie apocalypse it can be kind of hard to find food, so if you can actually find arable land to plant food in and take control of it, that's going to give you a huge edge in the game. What this actually means mechanically is that if you have control of one of these farming tiles, you're going to gain a food every round, and one food will feed 3 survivors and give them extra actions. Typically every survivor cube only has 1 action to spend for moving out, attacking, and such, but now 3 of them at least will have an extra action, and you can also have some of your survivors or workers actively farm the tiles and get you even more food. So it can be a very, very critical thing to take control of if you can manage it. The game also has some other nice mechanical and thematic touches, including the fact that you can put up a limited amount of walls to protect your base camp. Of course, they are limited because you can't protect yourself from everything, including the other players. Yes, you can engage in combat with other players' survivors. It's just a bit more vicious and difficult. It's more like risk-style rolling, where you're comparing higher dice rolls and the defender has a slight edge. So it may seem like a brutal thing to do, but you need to sometimes do that in order to protect your assets and to keep your opponent from spreading out too far. There are a lot of other interesting things in the game. You can scavenge some of these buildings, get more survivors, and get more food. If you play with the advanced rules of the game, there's extra little actions you can do, like if you're overcome by the zombies and you find that you need to escape, you can actually abandon one of your survivors in order to let the others escape. Or if you come across a trio of survivors while you're looking for more supplies and you really need food, you might eat them because, as we've seen in a lot of other movies in the post-apocalyptic world, cannibalism can be a thing. So that's just another option available to you with those advanced rules. When you take all of that, when you take all of this resource management and searching and area control and combat, you add that to a game that has very interesting tiles because it has this sort of digital pixelated art style that is done in such a way that it gives a better idea of a broader scope of how big the city is, because every tile has this big ornate building on it with a lot going on. Together with that and with the flags and with the cubes, it really gives a sense of both a Euro game, but with a thematic Ameritrash game at the same time. It sort of blends these different gaming ideas together into one hybrid. So I think that it's going to appeal to people who like both of those types of games, like deeply strategic area control, trying to outthink your opponent and taking different areas and gaining the most resources possible, while at the same time you're killing zombies. And that's definitely going to appeal to a large segment of the gaming population. We've seen that the zombie trend just is not dying down. It's been a huge thing, and but you do stand up and take note when a game takes that zombie theme and does it in a unique and interesting way. And I think that that's where surviving 1 month in is going to lie. A lot of people are going to want to play a game that is just taking that whole genre and putting it on its head and doing it in a fresh way. And if you're one of those people, if you like what you saw and you think that surviving is something that you might enjoy, I would encourage you to go to the official Kickstarter project page. The campaign is ongoing right now. It has just over a week left. You can follow the link at the bottom of your screen. Then down in the description section of the video, that will take you directly to the Kickstarter project page. You can find out more information and hopefully consider backing the project. That is Surviving 1 Month In from Teddy Tech Games. My name is Nick, this has been Board Game Brawl, and I'm reminding you to get out there and game every day and in every way. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And make sure to check out our sponsor, Board Game Bliss, where you can find an amazing selection of games from around the world. BoardGameBliss.com. Thanks for your support.